Hi there and welcome to Magic Hearts Tarot. I am Michelle. We're going to do a reading, past, present, and future. We're going to say what happened, the situation, and what you don't see coming. So what I was feeling and why I'm doing this reading is that there's a situation in your life, there's something that has been ongoing, be it a relationship, be it just a problem in general that you haven't been able to figure out. But there's something that is pressing in your life that you're wanting to really know what's been going on. Like, what is this? What happened? What is this situation? And what do I need to know about it in the coming future? Okay, so I'm going to pull 3 cards here for each. I'm going to shuffle out this here. Separate, and like I said, take 3. There's 1, 2, 3. There's what happened, the situation, and what we don't see coming. And at the bottom of the deck, we have message. Okay, so what happened? We're going to start off with this. This is the past. What happened? And we have oath. So this card here is about promises. And that there was a promise that was made. It could be as far as, you know, a promise to yourself, a promise to an individual. You know, like what I'm picking up on is like this promise to, you know, like love each other, to care for each other kind of thing. Like, you know, like it doesn't necessarily have to be a marriage, but it can be that you were both saying, you know, how you feel about each other. You know, or it was like this person promised to never hurt you, and you know, like, or whatever the case may be, but there was some kind of verbal promise, contract, however you want to word it. I want to get some tarot here to clarify this oath, this promise. What is this oath? We have the Queen. This is about comfort, capability. So proving that you're capable of something, keeping a promise. And what happened was the promise wasn't kept. We have the 8 of Cups here. I'm getting a message about proving. So the promise wasn't necessarily like I was first saying with regards to promise to love and take care of and blah, blah, blah. It was more of a promise of proving yourself, proving who you are. Yeah. Like showing that you're this kind, loving, caring person, because we have the Queen of Cups here. We also have the Empress. So what I feel happened here is that this person was asking you to uphold this promise. Prove to me who you are. Prove that I can trust you. You don't have to prove anything to anybody. But this is what they were asking you to do. It's kind of like, well, if you're this Empress, if you're this kind, caring person, then show me. Okay. Situations, complicated. Like I said, it's kind of like, okay, well, they wanted you to do this. Well, what about them? Yeah, the investment. What were they investing? You were supposed to show them who you were, but what about them? What were they investing? What were they going to do? Were they waiting for you to prove themselves before they invested themselves into the situation? That's what that is. That's basically what that's saying to me. And you're figuring that out here. It's like, well, then why were you talking to me? If you thought one way about me, then why were you talking to me if you felt like you couldn't believe who I was? And that's what made this situation complicated. You see? And now, clarity. You're seeing that. It's like, why were you talking to me to begin with? But the thing is, as far as wounding in yourself, let's go back to the situation here. Why were you agreeing to it? Why did you put yourself through that? If this person came to you and presented you with this, situation where you entered into an agreement where you promised to prove who you were, they should have been able to see that. And if they saw that and they didn't trust that, then that's on them and their own wounding. Why can't they trust somebody? It's not up to you to prove who you are. And you're seeing that. Get one more card here. That's situation. Knight of Swords. You seeing the situation for what it is has changed your direction completely, and you're running the opposite way right now. Rightly so. And what you don't see coming, we have beauty. I want to read the meaning of beauty to you from the guidebook, because it says exactly what I was talking about with regards to why were you believing you needed to prove yourself. When you revel in the beauty that is true, you can look at yourself in the mirror and realize that you are already perfect as you are. When you choose this symbol, it is a sign that beauty is all around you. Keep a positive attitude and expect wonderful things, and they will come to you. See yourself as beautiful and know that beauty is not skin deep. It includes qualities that lie well beneath the surface. Look for this truer beauty in others as well, and look beyond appearances. Do you see my point? This is a lesson for both you and them, really. Because this person saw you as, let's just say, the Empress. Someone who's kind and caring and nurturing. And we also have the Queen of Cups the same way. And we have the Queen of Pentacles. All representation of someone who is kind, caring, empathetic, takes care of, mothering, nurturing, like all of this good energy. And you were telling this person, and you were showing this person who you are, right? You were showing them who you are, and they saw that. But because they didn't believe it, they asked you to prove yourself. Well, prove that you're this person. Because let's just say they saw a side of you that wasn't always, you know, caring, nurturing, kind. Like, we all have our days, right? Like, nobody's perfect. And because of your wounding, as far as not seeing your own true beauty for yourself, because what you were focusing on, let's just say in yourself, were the thorns, right? That rose, the thorns. But there's thorns and there's also beauty as well, because that's who you are and that's who everybody is. We're a beautiful soul, and we also have those thorns that aren't necessarily beautiful, right? Because nobody's perfect. And because this person wanted perfection, and they wanted just this all the time, instead of embracing the beauty, the rose that you are, thorns and all. And you yourself, because like I said, your own trauma, your own wounding, felt that you weren't good enough, felt that you deserved to prove yourself. And you're realizing, why was I doing that? This person wasn't doing anything. This person wasn't investing their time, their energy, until they felt you had proven to them that you were worth that. And like I said, you're seeing the situation and you're running in the opposite direction. You're like, I'm getting the hell out of here. So let's clarify beauty. Ace of Swords. Look at that. Awakening to the truth. You're seeing exactly what I'm talking about here. You're going, I was saying before, in the total opposite direction as fast as you can. Forward movement, getting away from the situation, knowing that you don't have to be treated that way. Nobody deserves to be treated that way. And you're realizing that you don't deserve that. And you're detaching from this energy, from this person. You don't give a shit what they are telling you anymore. You are seeing the truth and you're knowing the truth. Because even if, hypothetically, this person loved you, they were withholding the love until you proved that you were worth it. No matter how you look at it, you're still going to go back to the same thing. Even if you lashed out at them, even if you told them about themselves, like you didn't like the way that they were treating you, like all of that, they still didn't give them the right to make you feel worthless, to make you feel like you had to prove who you were to them in order for them to invest time and energy into your relationship. Like there was more things wrong with them, you know, and what they did was trigger that wound in you because you were believing what they were saying. So now you're seeing this person, the situation, for what it is. Look at that. It's hard. That's hard. That's a heartbreak. That's sorrow. That's pain. But, you know, it's the end. Because you're seeing the betrayal. And yes, it hurts tremendously. But take this here as a lesson. Because you yourself have realized that you're beautiful. Thorns and all. We all are. And if a person can't accept you for who you are completely, then they're not worth your time and energy. Okay. All right, we're going to leave the reading here. I do hope that this message has helped you. if it has, please comment down below. I'd love to hear from you. Like and subscribe and hit that bell so you're notified of your next reading. And I look forward to seeing you then. Take care and have a blessed day.